You ever have that feeling? You know you've got all this potential, right? But for some reason, something's just holding you back. It's super frustrating, and honestly, a lot of us have been there. So today, we're going to dig into that. We're going to unpack the hidden forces that keep all that potential locked up.
Yeah, this quote it hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It tells you that being smart or insightful, well, it's just not enough. There's got to be something else going on. So why does this happen? What are these invisible walls that cause us to just stagnate? If it's not about being smart, then what is it that's really holding us back? Let's dive in and find out.
All right, first up, we're going to look inside, at the battles within. And that subtitle, When Failure Begins Before Choice. Wow, that's a heavy one, right? It kind of suggests that sometimes the game is rigged against us before we even get a chance to play.
And this is a really, really big piece of the puzzle. Our mental health can quietly, almost secretly, just dismantle our potential. You know, we're always focused on the hustle, the strategy, the effort, but our mental state, that's the bedrock for everything. And if that foundation has cracks, well, the whole structure can start to crumble without us even noticing. And look at how this breaks down. It's not some vague, fuzzy feeling. Depression isn't just being sad. It's like a thief that literally steals your energy. And anxiety? It's not just worrying a lot. It can be a kind of paralysis, freezing you right in your tracks. Then you've got trauma, which can actually rewire our brains to see danger everywhere, making it feel impossible to take a step forward.
And it's not just what's happening in our minds. Our actual physical biology plays a huge role here. Sometimes our own bodies are working against us, and this has absolutely nothing to do with willpower.
I mean, just think about it for a second. From genetic illnesses we might inherit to just having a more fragile biology. Or what if your sleep is a mess, night after night? Or your hormones are completely out of whack? Or your brain just feels scattered, like you can't focus on anything? These aren't moral failings, they're biological roadblocks, plain and simple. And that leads to this, a really crucial shift in how we see things. It's not laziness, it's limitation. What society's so quick to label as lazy might actually be someone fighting a genuine, hidden battle. And understanding that, it calls for a whole lot more empathy, not just for other people, but for ourselves too.
Okay, so we've looked at the internal battles. Now let's zoom out and look at the world around us. Because society, well, it sets up its own kinds of traps. It dangles all these promises of fulfillment, but a lot of those paths just lead to a dead end.
And this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? The illusion versus the reality. We're constantly pushed to chase status instead of substance. We're told to go after money instead of meaning. And we're obsessed with looking capable instead of, actually becoming capable.
And what does that chase look like today? Well, here it is. We get so caught up hunting for fancy job titles, racking up social media followers, and keeping up the outward appearance of success. Sure, these things give you a quick hit of validation, but they don't build anything real, nothing that lasts. And the end result of chasing all these illusions? The real work gets pushed to the side. You know, the hard, unglamorous stuff, like building real discipline and figuring out your actual purpose. All of that just gets postponed for someday.
And this is the truly tragic part. You can read every book, watch every video, and gain all the wisdom in the world. But if you never do anything with it, if it never moves from your head out into your hands, then it's all just potential sitting on a shelf collecting dust. So, we've covered the battles inside and the traps outside. Now it's time to put it all together. This last part isn't just about knowing this stuff. It's about turning that awareness into action by facing reality head on. So here it is, the path to stagnation laid out in 3 steps. It all starts with that unaddressed pain, those biological struggles. Then, that's made worse by chasing society's false promises, and it all culminates in the final step, the absence of action. See how they connect? One flows right into the next, creating this powerful current that's just so hard to break free from. So let's be really clear about the tools we're given to work with. Intelligence? That's just potential. It's the raw material. Wisdom? That's awareness. It's like having the map. But here's the thing, on their own, neither of them can actually build anything. They're just sitting there, waiting for a spark. And that brings us to the single most important idea of this whole thing. Productivity isn't something you have. It's not a personality trait you're born with. It is something that is born in a single moment of choice. It's born the second you stop ignoring your reality, both what's inside you and what's around you, and you finally decide to act on it. So we've walked through the entire anatomy of stagnation, from our own biology to the illusions society sells us.
The real question, the one that's left for you, isn't about how much potential you have. It's about this. What reality will you act upon? What's one small piece of your reality you can choose to face and act on today?